DreamFit is really based around giving people with disabilities the opportunity to get involved in everyday activities, whether it be education or working or recreation. So the whole team at DreamFit is about creating equipment and modifications that allows them to do those things that other people take for granted. DreamFit actually started as my university project, having to ride my motorbike into a hospital car park. And a guy wheeled himself over to me in his wheelchair and started giving me a lecture about riding motorbikes. He was saying to me he'd grown up around motorbikes since he was 3 or 4 years old. He was a national motocross champion. He owned his own motorbike shop and unfortunately had an accident one day which left him in hospital, paralysed in a wheelchair. And the nurses and doctors hadn't allowed him to watch motorcycle racing or read motorcycle magazines because they were scared how he was going to react to seeing a motorbike, because this is what causes trauma. But here I was in the car park next to this guy and he was saying how much he missed being around motorbikes, just the sound and smell, and he gave him the helmet and the gloves and he started the bike, he was revving and sniffing the exhaust, and this guy just came to life. He was happy, you could see this was his passion, and he said to me if he had one wish it would be to ride again. And that was really my first introduction to really knowing anyone with disability, and that was a bit of a light bulb moment where I realised, hey, even though this guy's in a wheelchair, he's kind of exactly the same as me. He likes motorbikes, he wants to be able to ride, he's got dreams, he's got aspirations, and I guess that was really kind of the first moment that I guess that whole normalisation thing kind of in a subtle way came to me and go, hey, yeah, they want to have a normal life just like I did, and that inspired me to build a motorbike that he could ride and could be ridden without using your legs. A number of years ago, people were locked away in homes and institutions and not really sort of out and about. Today's day and age is quite different. People with disabilities are able to be involved in all aspects of life. We're able to get people with disabilities out abseiling and flying foxing and riding motorbikes and mouth painting and all sorts of stuff. The project we're working on right now is for a young guy, Calvin, who is bedbound, he's stuck in a bed, and they've been taking him out to bowling as one of his recreation activities. But the way they were doing it, they had a basic ramp system where they would put a ball on the ramp and the carer would then push the ball down the ramp and into the bowling alley, and this guy was just sitting there kind of watching and not able to be involved. So there is still lots of elements where people aren't really totally included. Yes, he's out of the institution and out in a public bowling alley around other people, which is a good start. And we're kind of taking that one step further, and we're actually creating a frame at the moment which is all electronic, and with the press of one little button he can angle it, he can move the ball, and he can release it himself and do the bowling himself. So that's kind of the next stage of inclusion, not just getting them out of their institution into public, but actually getting them truly and meaningfully engaged and being able to do stuff themselves. One of the things we do here when we work with new individuals with disabilities is we ask them, what are your dreams, what are your challenges, and what are your frustrations? And those 3 very simple questions can open up all new worlds of things that you have no idea that people are wanting to do or can't do at the moment. So my advice to anyone who's got kids in their classes is to ask those 3 questions. What are your dreams? What are your challenges? What are your frustrations? And the answers to that can give you all the inspiration you need to be able to make someone's life that little bit better.